Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to integrate deep link or universal link for iOS in Godot game engine. So let's get started. Now if you don't know what deep link or universal link is, it's basically like associating your web app with your native iOS app or native iOS game. So suppose I have one domain called abc.com, and whenever a user visits abc.com/list, like whenever he clicks on that particular link, instead of opening my web app, I want to open my native iOS app or native iOS game, provided my app/game is installed on the user's device. So let's get started. Firstly, I will show you how I have created my website or web app, whatever you want to call it. Now I am using Next.js, which is a framework of React.js. You don't have to use any web framework. You can use normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well. The reason I am using Next.js is because it is created by a company called Vercel, and they provide a free tier to easily deploy Next.js application. That's why I have selected this, because deep linking obviously require HTTPS. That's why it's pretty easy for me to deploy it using Vercel. So what I want to do is, I have already deployed my web app to this particular link. Okay, so this is my domain, my-next-ios-deep-link.vercel.app. so this domain was automatically created for me by Vercel, and whenever I visit this /list page, I want to open my native iOS app or native iOS game. So to create that /list page in Next.js, all I have to do is I have to create this particular folder. Inside the app folder, I have to create a list folder, name the file as page.tsx, and Next.js automatically knows that okay, I want to create this particular page given on because I have provided the folder and the file name is page.tsx. Now here you can do whatever HTML content you want to display in case your app is not installed. So I have just taken one h1 tag. I have kept it pretty simple. You do whatever you feel like. Now the important part comes over here. So suppose if you are not using any web framework, you have to create this .well-known folder inside the root of your project. But I am using Next.js. I have to create it inside the public folder. If I don't create it inside public folder, it will not be like Vercel, which is the deployment platform I am using, will not able to pick it up. Now there is some separate issue on this as well. So here you can see it has mentioned create it inside public folder. But if you are not using any web framework, you don't have this public folder, if you are not deploying it on Vercel, then you might have to create this .well-known folder in the root of your project. Okay, so create this folder, then you will have to create this apple-app-site-association. so use the same name which I have given. Don't create your own name, because the naming is very important. Now you can just copy paste this contents, but here you will have to change few things. First, this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 which you see is my team ID. Now this is a fake team ID because I don't want to show my team ID to everyone. So here you will have to select your own team ID for your Apple App Store account. Now how to get the team ID? You can visit this particular URL, just click on this and it will show you. So the team ID looks something like this. So okay, just paste your team ID over here, and this is your bundle identifier for your iOS project. Now I will show you how to configure your bundle identifier in Godot game engine later on, but for me this is my bundle identifier. Now when I want to open this app, when the user visits /list page on my website, that's why I have written /list. But in case if it is different path for your website, change it to whatever you like, and this is just a comment. If you want to add more path, you can just add it something like this, just like this JSON object I have created, you can add it. Also if you want to add multiple app IDs, you can do that as well, so because this is also an array. Okay, now this is done. I have given that, like I told you, I am deploying it on Vercel, so I have already pushed all this code to GitHub. I have signed up on Vercel, and from Vercel I have picked up my GitHub repo and it has automatically deployed for me. So here you can see this is my page getting displayed. Now there is one more thing which you have to check. So whatever is your domain slash dot well dash known slash Apple app site association, you have to go to this particular link as well. Now here you might be seeing that okay, page not found, okay, we don't have any page, that's fine. But if I refresh this, here you can see it has downloaded this Apple app site association. So this should be visible from the browser as well. Like once you hit it from the browser, it should download this Apple app site association. That means it has been configured properly. If it doesn't download it for you, that means you have done something wrong. You will have to check your deployment setup. Once that is done, all I have done is that I have created one Godot project. It is pretty simple. It has a node 2D and it has a label. Then all you have to do is go to project, export, click add iOS. I have already added it. At the bottom you might be seeing some error. Just click on the fix import button. It will resolve that error for you. Then here again you have to enter your App Store team ID. I have already, again this is wrong team ID. You have to enter your own App Store team ID. Whatever you have entered over here, make sure you use the same App Store team ID over here. Now coming to the bundle identifier, here you can see I am using the same bundle identifier what I have defined over here. So be careful, whatever you have used over here, same you will have to use it over here as well. Then export method debug, I have kept it as App Store. Export method release also I have kept it as App Store. What else? I have checked this checkbox was by default checked. Okay, and I think yeah, that's it. I guess we don't have to do anything else. Then just click on export project. I have created one separate folder called my awesome iOS, because once you export project, it will create it will basically creates an Xcode project for you. Okay, so just create a separate folder. If you try to export it in your Godot game or your Godot project itself, you will get confused. So it's better you create a separate folder somewhere else and export it there. Just click on save. Okay, I have already done that. Then what you will have to do, so this is my Godot project exported. I just double click on this .xcode proj file. It will open it inside Xcode. Obviously you would require Xcode to be installed. Then once it is done, you will have to come to select your Godot project, select targets. Again you will have to select your team. I have not selected my team because I don't want to show it to you, but you will have to select your team. Now the team should be the same for which you have entered the App Store team ID over here, as well as inside your Godot project over here. So make sure you select the same team. The bundle identifier should be the same. If you have written it properly over here, it will be the same. If you are getting any error, some error you might get, just uncheck this automatic manage signing, check it again, select your team again, and most probably it will get resolved. Then what you have to do is you have to click on this plus capability button and you have to search for associated domain. I have already added it, as you can see over here. Now there is one catch. So suppose you haven't, like I have faced this issue. For my own personal account, I haven't paid Apple $99. So when I was clicking this plus capability and searching for associated domain, it wasn't showing it to me. So I had to ask my friend for his team ID or his Apple ID. When I selected his Apple ID, then I was able to see associated domain when I tried to search over here. Okay, so maybe you won't face this issue, but yeah, in case if you face this issue, then you might have to you might require an account which has already paid $99 to Apple. Also, in case if you're selecting your friends or who's ever team ID, then again you will have to select this, change this team store like Apple team ID as well over here, as well as over here. Make sure you deploy your web app again in case if you are changing it. Okay, and then once you had this associated domain, here you will have to click on this plus, and then you will have to add this thing, app links : whatever is your own domain. So my domain is my-next-ios-deep-link.vercel.app, but in your case, whatever is your domain, you will have to add that. Also, if you check my domain, it does not have www dot. Okay, that's why I haven't added it over here. In case if your domain has that, it would be applinks colon www dot whatever is your domain name. I don't have it, so I'm not using that. Now I will quickly run my app and show you the output. Okay, so here you can see I have just pressed this run button from Xcode, so this particular run button, and it has started running my app. So this is the output on my iPad device. Now what I'll do is I'll minimize this app, and this is the link, right? This is my link, https colon, this is my domain /list. Now if I click on this particular link, here you can see it has opened my app. So yeah, that's it. Now some of you might be thinking that what if I want to open a deeply nested scene in my Godot app. Unfortunately I don't know how to do that. The problem for Godot is, if you see the exported project, like in a typical native iOS project, there would be something called scene delegate, which easily helps to catch this deep link, and then you can navigate to whatever scene you want. Like in native iOS we have view controller, to whatever view controller we want. So currently we don't have this scene delegate, and we can't really get hold of a particular screen or scene using Xcode. So I'm not really sure how to do that. So that's the main issue. But apart from that, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.